Welcome to the microKAST. Welcome to the microKAST.
Hello and welcome to episode 23 of the KORG microKAST podcast. I'm Adam Whittle, joined as always by Luke Edwards.
Hello.
And Andy Pullen.
Hello.
This episode is sponsored by the Holiday Inn in Manchester.
Got various bits of memorabilia around.
Various Holiday Inn pen. It's all happening.
Oh, the hotels are available. Just to
episode 23. Loads to talk about today. So we've got prologue, of course. We're going to do the KORG World Cup.
Yes.
More about that
Quite
later.
excited about this.
Gadget Switch, of course. Super Booth, Osimo version 1.2. The Chronology, Gear Goggles, downloads. Shall we get straight in on it with some news?
Let's do it.
Jingle it
on
up.
it. Jingle it out.
Jingle it up. Yeah.
KORG News.
So the first bit of news I want to mention is that the Gadget Switch competition will be announced in the June episode, and we've gone global.
It's gone a bit crazy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
there's a very famous podcast over in the US of A, the Kind of Funny podcast. Hello to all the best friends out there.
Just to be clear, sorry,
I'm a big fan.
Is that what it's called, or is it like just a little bit funny?
It's very funny.
Is
It's
it?
the greatest
Yeah.
podcast
Oh, okay, cool.
on the
Check
planet
it out.
after ours.
It's
and they
actually
give
really
us a
good.
shout
It's
out
really
live
good.
on the show to thousands and
Thank you
thousands.
very much, guys.
And we've been inundated with entries. So many, in fact, we're going to have to postpone it till June. We've literally had hundreds and hundreds of entries. So what I would like to do, before we announce the winner next month, is take some time and actually read some of the entries out, because they're brilliant. They are
Yeah,
really,
There's some
really
crackers
good.
in there. Yeah.
I've literally, on my phone, every time I get an entry, I take a screenshot of the entry and I put it into a little group, so I've got them all there, and I've literally keep having to, like, I'm running out of space on my phone, because it's literally
Throwing out memory.
It's literally hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, you can see me scrolling, of entries. It's literally, it's gone viral.
We're going to need a really good reason to make sure you get the
there's
prize.
some amazing entries,
there
so
are.
that will be announced next month. Before we move on, sorry.
I was going to say, have you got your code yet?
No.
Okay.
Still waiting for my code.
Still waiting.
In fact, someone tweeted me the other day with the hashtag of Get Adam Gadget Code Switch, which I appreciated. So thank you for that.
I've got some of it. So.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
That's right.
If phones
really
vibrate while we're doing this, we're trying something a bit different, because we're doing it in the evening. We've asked people that we're about to record live, and if anybody wants to have any comments read out live on air at the end, we'll read some comments out at the end. So
And we've already had one. So
we have. Hey, worth doing. So, news. So, first of all, housekeeping. We've got a couple of events for you guys to check out this month. First and foremost, depending on how quick we can get this podcast edited and out there, Thursday the 24th of May from 6 till 9 at the MK11 is the latest hangout, where you can come and hang out with Luke. And are you there, Andy?
I will not be there, sadly.
And not
no.
Andy.
But Ian will be there.
And Ian will be there.
Salo,
And
our
Salo.
tech support guy.
So there we go.
it'll be
Come and
really
hang
good.
out at MK11 with Luke and the team.
Check out all the latest gear.
That's the 24th of May. And then we've got another one in Birmingham on Wednesday the 13th of June at the Hare and Hounds. Is that a pub?
I think it's a venue, yeah.
Fair
But it's
enough.
also a pub, so
Yeah,
there will be
that's-
drinks
that
available, I'm
sounds
sure.
good. That's excellent. So that'll be Luke and the team again. So another bit of news. We've got a new Chrome expansion pack coming out.
Yes.
Is
we have.
this
What's
free?
this?
It's free.
This is free.
It's free.
So we can. Luke's got some audio samples.
Yeah,
of
we've
this,
just
so
put together a couple of demos. I'm just going to stop the jingle a minute.
stop the old
so we
jingle.
can
We've jingled it out.
have a
now.
listen.
So this is called East Coast House.
Yeah.
So
it's a sample pack.
is this a
basically, for
house
Chrome.
on the East Coast, or is it like East Coast House?
Yeah, somewhere near Great Yarmouth, I think.
The sound of kettles and things like
yeah.
that.
So yeah, so this is what it sounds like. So a little taster for you.
Loving it. That sounds good. That sounds like East Coast House.
Yeah.
So do these load in as patches? Is that how it's going to work?
Yeah, there's
Or-
basically some samples which you can then trigger via the keys, but there's also some new programs as well.
Okay. Excellent.
So that's a nice.
I like that.
Yeah.
And who's done these?
Ian and I have done them.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's also a progressive
Alright.
house demo one as well. Quite like this one actually. So all these are all the samples. Some of them are loops, some of them are one shots.
That's good. I like that one.
Yeah.
We've got a bit of a Night Rider thing going
It's a
on
bit
in the background
darker,
there. That's
isn't
good.
it?
I like
Yeah.
that, yeah. That's a bit of Southend Seafront right there. That's,
Taking you back to those dark days, Andy.
what to Saturday?
Anyway, you get the idea.
That's
what
good.
it's,
That's really
So they're
nice.
kind of
free.
flavour.
That's amazing. When are they
Yeah.
due then?
They're supposed to be this week actually. In a
This
week or
week?
two. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So by
So
the 1st of
it's imminent.
June, say,
Yeah.
they're going to be out there.
Yeah,
So that
absolutely.
is
Very cool.
the East Coast House expansion pack for the Chrome.
Free.
Free. That's
Free.
amazing. Something else that's free is something else that we mentioned last month, but it's not out yet, and we've now got a release date. It's the new Osimo update, version 1.2.
Yes.
So anybody that's got a PA4X out there in the wild, check out on the 1st of June. Come to the KORG World website. That's korgworld.co.uk, where you can download a brand new set of sounds.
And also
and registration, not new sounds, but new registrations for your PA4X keyboard.
So what's in that? What's
We've
extra?
actually got a couple of set lists done by Pete Shaw this time. We've got PS Signature 1 and we've got Ballroom Days.
Wow.
So there we go. So anybody
Good
that
times.
fancy a bit of that flavour.
So PS Signature 1, that
PS
implies
Signature
there's going to be
1,
more
There
of
will
them.
be more, yeah.
Wow.
That's right. Well, we think there'll be more. But
Yeah.
So there we go. So that's another free
If Pete
piece of
can
software.
finish his bike ride in time.
Yes, that
Yeah.
takes me on nicely.
Like it.
Good segue there.
Oh, it's a
Luke.
segue. I thought it was
He's got me that quick. I haven't actually got the link ready.
Sorry, I didn't know.
So basically, Pete Shaw is doing a sponsored bike ride.
He's going from Land's End to John O'Groats, isn't he?
It's unbelievable.
That's quite a long way.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
That's,
it's-
In 1 day he's doing that.
I'll find you now. I'll tell you what. When I said to Pete, because I was with Pete at a keyboard festival last week, I said to him, "So have you done much training for this?" He's like, "Oh yeah, I've been out on bike, like he does."
very good.
And he said,
On bike.
on bike,
On shelf.
And I said to him, "So like, what's you obviously you're doing whatever it is. Let me get me email. Yeah, let me get me email."
Has he emailed you about it?
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So basically, he's doing this. Let me find me email. Sorry, you've caught me on the hop here. you
Sorry,
see.
I've
You've
ruined
caught
it.
me on the. Here we go. So, Pete Shaw, as you may not know, or you may know, he has demonstrated KORG products for many years. He will be embarking on his greatest challenge yet, when he's going to travel from Land's End to John O'Groats.
I like that pad.
That's 1,022 miles in 2 weeks.
Oh, I thought it was only 1 day. That's not quite so impressive.
Now you see, it's not divide that by the probably. I think they're on the road for 12 days.
Yeah, that is.
That's
hard.
like
that is monstrous.
it's
isn't it?
like
That is-
Yeah.
80, 90 miles a day.
Yeah, and he's only done 23 miles in one go before.
Now,
And if you do it the other way, it's downhill, but he's riding uphill.
he's
all
riding
the way.
uphill.
Good grief.
And the thing is, it's not just. It's just unbelievable. It's incredible, and he's doing it for with a couple of friends of his, and it's all in aid of the Nicholas Fund to improve the quality of life for children with cancer. Honestly, hats off to this guy. As Luke spoiled my joke then. I said to Pete, I said, "So you're doing a bit of training. What training have you done?" He said, "I've been out on bike a few days." I said, "All right. Well, what's the most you've done?" "About 20 mile, 21 mile.
Good grief.
I went,
Wow.
"All right, okay. Well, I haven't had time. I haven't had time to get out on bike for more than 21 miles." So I said, But he's into it now. He's been doing 3 or 4 days, and he did 90 miles yesterday.
Grief.
And it's just unbelievable. So
Best of luck to him.
hats off
Yeah.
to Pete.
Well
And if
played.
anybody out there would like to donate,
Yeah, how do they do it?
you go to www.justgiving.com/3 men, 3 bikes, 2 weeks.
Cool.
That's number 3, not letter 3. Number 3, 3 men, 3 bikes, 2 weeks. incredible.
So is he doing
Yeah.
gigs on the way? Or?
Probably not. We're doing it at the same time.
He's got his PA forks on the handlebars, just going along. Oh, there we go. I'm leading the thing. Let's pull that down.
So
excited.
honestly, hats off to Pete. It's an incredible
man.
doing a bit of work for charity there. So we wish him well.
Good stuff.
For those of you that do follow Pete's show on Facebook, he does like a daily video as well, where he's telling you how he's been and what he's up to, and so it's quite good. So I think we'll
I
have
do that,
Pete
but
on
just in a
again
cupboard.
soon.
Alone.
You've done what?
So I do that bit in a cupboard alone and never publish it.
What's
So
that? Do what?
A video just saying about how I am.
Oh right, okay.
But anyway.
Should do. Interesting.
No one's interested.
Moving swiftly on, the KO55 Pro, as mentioned in the last month podcast, but we're going to mention it again. It's now out there, so for those of you that need to check that out. The D1 piano, something that we've not really spoken that much about, and we're not going to speak that much about it this time either because it comes out next month. It's due soon, so
we're going to speak about it next month.
We'll do a bit of a feature next month. I believe Ian Bradshaw's got hot plans for a bit of a presentation with that one, so look forward to that. But what I do want to talk about is something that we spoke about a little bit at Super Booth. Well, I didn't because I wasn't there, but you were there, and it's all about the new Prolog SDK.
Yes.
So I've got a bit of an email I just want to read a bit about, and then I'm going to throw you over to Luke. So,
go ahead.
Just in case this comes up in conversation, anybody interested in getting the Prolog development board will need to subscribe to the mailing list found in a link listed below. I'll come to that in a minute. Information about the software SDK has already been made public, but the development board will be released at a later date. I'm expecting this to be directly from Kink via the aforementioned mailing list. So what does all that mean, Luke?
Basically, you can already get the developer's kit in software form from GitHub.
That's right.
Have you just said that?
No.
But you can. So, but this is an actual board that you can register to download to receive. Sorry. So then you can use that to develop the new sounds for the Prolog, basically, which will allow you to enable you to make sounds for the actual waveforms, and also for the effects as well.
So the SDK, as Luke said, is now available on GitHub.com. If you just basically type in Prolog SDK, you'll get a link to our website, and you'll see an article there, and it says download the Prolog SDK. And then it says, for more detailed information, check the Prolog product page or subscribe to the Prolog SDK mailing list, which you can find below. And I'll come to that in a minute. Release schedule, custom oscillators and effect features will be enabled via a Prolog firmware update. And the Librarian application release in June 2018.
That's
Very
soon.
Very soon.
And the Librarian will be the way that you load your data in then.
Yes.
That's the idea.
Yes.
And we have mentioned it before, but to be clear, it is a coding thing.
It is a coding thing, but don't forget, what I find the most exciting about this, coding, I don't code. I haven't got a clue what coding is. But what I am excited about is that you'll be able to download other people's coding.
It would be great if people could send us some stuff as well.
You can save, am I right in saying this, because I've still not got a Prolog, but am I right in saying you can store 16 different
Correct, it comes ships with one,
engines.
and then there's 15 blank ones.
Exactly, 15 blank ones to put in your own that people have done. So I find that exciting. So you're going to want to know this download link now.
Well, we need to keep an eye on that as well, because if there's new stuff,
the best way to get to it is actually just type in. I'm going to do it now just to prove that it works. So all you do is you go to on the old internet, and you onto Google, and you type in Prolog SDK board, and you get the very first link tells you all about it. And if you subscribe on that page, on our KORG page, you can be told about the SDK.
It will give you updates.
You get the update,
which will be useful.
Yeah, so there you go. So you can download it from there. So basically, it's basically the Prolog product page on the KORG.com/UK page.
That's going to be very interesting to see what comes of that.
I cannot wait.
Do you know what? I'm excited about the effects. The fact you could design your own reverbs and modulations.
The effects are incredible.
I mean, my brain doesn't even know how you would.
What it is, Andy. It's the future.
Is
it's
it
the future, mate?
It's
the future. In 2018.
It is.
Incredible.
Because the Prolog's already awesome without any of that.
Yeah, it's so
well,
good.
that's the thing. it's amazing. I mean, we know it's amazing. We've played it. We all love it. Not got one yet. We haven't got any stock yet.
I haven't got one either.
But we will.
Luke's got
be
one.
I
getting
thought you
soon.
had mine.
You borrowed it. I remember that.
Fairly sure I gave
Remember
it back.
that
If not,
one?
I'm very worried actually.
Remember that one? Andy borrowed it. But it's amazing. We all know it's amazing. But the fact that you can get 15 user downloadable, it's
Yeah, and we're envisaging there'll be a whole library of these once the developers get on board.
The hotel Holiday Inn in Manchester can't contain my excitement.
Do you want me to open a window?
No, I don't
Might
think
jump
these
out.
fancy windows that don't open, so you can't jump out.
It's
'Cause
not
we're
that
quite
fancy,
high
is
up.
it?
We're quite high up here in Manchester.
Is this Manchester? Okay.
It is, mate.
Bolton, I thought.
We're in Manchester.
Oh, Bolton.
Tell you what, proper
Bring it
town,
back.
mate. Proper town.
No, you've got
So
it.
yeah, so what we'll do, that's the end of the news. What is exciting, and we've got 4 minutes to tell you, is we're going to do a World Cup draw. So, Luke,
Yes.
tell us about it.
Well, but that World Cup.
Yeah, come
So
on.
we're running a KORG World Cup,
It's got to be, I mean.
and we're going to do the draw. We're going to do it after the break, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically we're going to have 32 teams, just like the real World Cup. They're going to be split into groups. We've got 8 seeds as well, and then they're all going to play each other, and then eventually they'll get to the knockout stages, and then eventually we'll find out who will be
Winner.
the
The
winner
winner.
of
Winner,
the
chicken
2018 KORG World
Yeah.
Cup.
I mean, this is hours and hours of entertainment for us here. You realise
It is
that?
for us.
It might not be for anyone
Incredibly
watching.
boring for everyone else.
but
We're
we're
just
gonna love
basically
this.
chucking all the last KORG products that we know and love for the last 3 or 4 years into a hat, and we're going to draw them out, and they're going to face off until we
Yeah.
get one winner.
So excited.
So today we're doing the draw.
Yeah, but obviously it's going to be incredibly boring because Nintendo Switch gadget will win.
Of course it will. Yeah.
Well, I think it'll win. It might be rubbish.
It's not much use without a
I've
code.
not got my code
though,
yet.
is it?
If only you had a code. Can you imagine if
If
something
only
had
John
happened?
McCumbry had actually emailed me with your code.
All right.
Imagine that.
John,
Imagine if
help
that had
me out.
happened.
Help me out.
Was it, did he not? I thought.
Right,
I thought he did.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Turn it off. We need to go for a break now.
Okay. Do you want another brew?
Yeah, another brew.
I'm brew.
Don't get me started on Iron Brew. And then we'll be back shortly for the KORG World Cup draw.
Yes.
See you in a minute.
Let's
we go.
do it.
Welcome back, part 2. This is when we do our World Cup draw.
Adam's so
I'm
excited.
so excited.
I'm excited too.
The way we're going to do it is we're going
I
to
don't know
draw
why.
the groups this month and put them into official World Cup groups. Andy's got a little draw. Luke and Andy are going to draw out these products. I'm going to give you some random
Here's my little draw.
factoids
It's just a little draw.
as we get through the different products. We need some music.
Have
As
you-
it's well, Luke must have some music somewhere.
Here's a little something I prepared.
Here we go.
Earlier.
Let's do it. World Cup draw. Oh, don't! I can't do it. Can't do it.
I can still remember the title. Oh,
It hurts me. The official KORG 2018 World Cup draw. Oh, it's brought to you by the Holiday Inn.
oh, I'm so
tell you
excited
what.
now.
It doesn't get better than this.
Oh, that's
Right, let's get it out. Come on, we have only got 20 minutes before we have to have another break.
Let
Come
me
on.
go and get me the sealed case.
Yeah,
So is that it? Is that what you've done, or is there any more than
that's
that?
it.
All right.
Do you
Well, I
wanna hear
think
me
what we'll do is it's quite fortunate, really. You probably won't be able to pick this up, but
go? And he's got his briefcase.
it'll help me with my mood. But actually, someone next door to us was before playing the new Russian World Cup theme.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I might just give him a knock, because obviously we can't play it.
Because of copyright.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think the guy next door might put it on for us again. So I'll knock on and say, "Can you do it now?" Hey, can you do it now? What? Yeah. All right. Cheers. Right, he's gonna put it on now. Just give me a minute. It'll come on. So let's crack on.
Very good.
There it is.
There it is. Right, let's do it. Here we go. I'm excited. Let me get my little brief up, my little list. Right, come on. Let's do it, Andy.
Have you got the key?
Oh, tell you what, this is podcast gold. This.
Keep it brief. I know, right? It's good.
Right, come on then. What have we got?
You go first, Andy.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Before we do that, we
Okay.
need to say we've got 8 groups.
Yep.
Groups A to H. And
Yeah.
we've already picked out 8
there's
seeds.
8
Ah, let's-
seeds.
we better
The
do
8
the seeds then.
So here we go. Group A is the Kronos LS. The Group B is Prologue. Group C is Minilog. Group D is the Grand Stage. Group E is King KORG. Group F is Volker FM. Group G is the SV1 in metallic red, and the Group H is the Monologue. So those
now
are
we-
seeded groups. Who's going to get the Group of
We're
Death?
now
I'm
gonna-
excited.
We're
Come
now
on.
going to populate these
Right,
groups.
should
do
we go?
it.
Should we go? Right, let's start. I mean, I know
Here
what
we
show that
go.
was. Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. The first one is iWave Station. Sound effects.
The iWave station, released in December 2016, however, was on our episode 4 in an October exclusive. Next one.
Oh, Luke is picking. Okay, here we go. The PA 700.
The PA 700. What's that on my list? Where's that on my
Sound
list?
effects so good.
PA 700 was released in September 2017. Well, that was announced, but it came earlier this year. Next one.
Very good, Adam. This is the
fella, that
the Chaosillate.
The Chaos
For
Electric
Android.
Okay.
Ian demonstrated that on episode 7 back in December 2016.
Okay, I'm going straight in. Luke's busy. Okay,
It's
so
alright,
I've
come
committed.
on, I'm loving it.
Go for it.
The KORG Connect.
The KORG Connect, brand new product for us, released in NAMM 2018.
Thank you, Luke.
I feel like Terry Wogan
brilliant,
doing
It's
the,
absolutely
The
brilliant.
Cross 2.
the Cross 2. Now I'm going to find that on my little... The Cross 2, 61 and 88 keys, released in September in 2017 with a sexy rubberized finish with 16 sexy pads. I wrote that one myself.
That was very good. This is a close to our hearts. This is Gadget for Switch, which I have a code for.
Switch, which I don't have a Switch a code for yet. Very disappointed, but I'm sure it'll come soon. It
Luke
was
and I
first
have one.
announced
Just went off all the email. that come, yeah.
in November 2016.
The next one, it's a big one, Volker Kick.
Volker Kick, released in October 2016. Highlight of that product features the MS-20 filter.
KR55 Pro.
KR55 Pro. Was announced at NAMM Show 2018, which Andy went to this year.
Yes, I did. Okay.
Me and Luke didn't.
No, it was very nice,
No,
and the
we
weather
didn't.
was amazing, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
PA 1000.
PA 1000, released in September 2017.
Right, should we just pause a minute and have a look how the groups are
Right.
so far?
Oh, tell you what.
Some
I thought you meant pause
Oh,
the
let's
podcast.
finish.
That's
Let's
all.
finish.
No.
Let's finish it. We'll have a full group break.
Oh,
now.
okay, yeah,
come
let's
on,
do that.
crack
then.
on.
Carry on then.
There we go. Okay. The KORG D1.
The KORG D1R. Brand new product for NAMM 2018, soon to be released June 2018.
The Kronos Gold.
The Kronos Gold, the Chronai, that was first released at NAMM 2016.
Oh, we're going quick. The iMonopoly.
The iMonopoly, recently updated to feature a look like the classic board game Monopoly, as spoken about on episode 22 of the KORG microKAST podcast.
Very good. Gadget for Mac.
Gadget for Mac. That was released, was announced, because I saw it, I haven't got this written down, NAMM 2016.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Yeah,
We'll take your word for it. Big one, MS-20 Mini in white.
MS-20 Mini, that was also announced at NAMM in 2016. A classic ice white finish of the traditional black MS-20.
Wow, that was very Wogan. Well played.
That was
Okay.
made up, that one.
This is the C1 Air.
The C1 Air. A great piano that I featured in the... I was the model and the player in the launch video for.
Amazing.
Yeah, a bit of a random fact there. If you want to check that out, it's on YouTube.
The Chrome Platinum.
The Chrome
Ooh.
Platinum, that was announced at the NAMM show back in 2016. A classic Triton, Trinity-esque look to the classic Chrome keyboard.
So, the ARP Odyssey FSQ.
Brand new product for 2018, of course, a classic product. Not only is it a true full-size original size version of all 3 ARP Odyssey revisions, but also now includes an SQ1 branded with an ARP skin.
The Volca Mix.
Volca Mix. I've not got that on my list. Anyway,
It's a
brand
mixer.
new product announced at NAMM 2018, available now. Classic 3-channel mixer for all you Volca fans out there.
The microKORG S.
The microKORG S. Let me find that. Released in October 2016, the world's best-selling synth now gets speakers and 2 extra banks in a beautiful white finish.
Salt and vinegar Pringles. Oh, sorry, that's a receipt. One sec.
God, I'm hungry.
The KORG Liverpool.
The KORG Liverpool. Announced back in 2015, the Brexit of keyboards features the Union Jack across its front and features classic John Lennon, Paul McCartney, Beatles styles.
The microKORG Platinum.
The microKORG Platinum. The 15th anniversary edition of the classic world's best-selling synthesizer, now in a sexy platinum finish.
The PA4X V2 Osimo.
The PA4X V2 Osimo, first announced back in June 2017, and then the Osimo software came out in September 2017. Classic registrations and brand new operating system for the PA4X.
We put a bit of effort in here. The G1 Air.
The G1 Air.
Did you think I said that quite well?
Yeah, you did. The
Thanks.
G1 Air video. Andy nearly did the voice, but was replaced at the last minute. The piano also featured in some drama, but we can't remember the name of. And it was featured on episode 11 of the KORG microKAST podcast. And finally, the Vox Continental completes Group H. So here we go. So then, these are the groups. I'm so excited. Right, Group A.
Let's have a look at the groups.
Kronos LS,
I'm
iWave
not-
Station.
I'm not sure you can do
Remember,
this yet without a
only
suspense
2
train.
qualify from this group. Kronos LS, iWave Station, PA700, and the Chaosolator for Android.
Oh, that's tough, isn't it?
Group B, Prologue, Connect, Cross 2, Gadget Switch.
Whoa.
Group C, Minilog, Volca Kick, KR55 Pro, PA1000.
Wowee.
Group D,
Some tough groups. here.
Grand Stage, D1, Kronos Gold, and iMonopoly. Group E, King KORG, Gadget Mac, MS-20 in white, C1 Air. Group F, Volca FM, Chrome Platinum, ARP Odyssey FSQ, and Volca Mix.
It's a big one.
Group G, SV1 in metallic red, microKORG S, Liverpool, and the microKORG Platinum. Group H, Monologue, PA4X version 2 and Osimo, G1 Air, and the Vox Continental.
There's some heavy weights in there. aren't
Tell
there?
you what,
Yeah.
that completes the World Cup.
Can we have the
draw.
jingle just once more?
Yeah,
Just
to
'cause
finish
it's-
it off.
Because there's no one that doesn't like that, and if they don't like it, then they should just...
Stop listening.
Yeah.
Monaco to Gascoigne. It's a goal! It's David Pletch with a goal! Unbelievable! England qualified the last minute! Just incredible. Italian 90 is where it's at.
It's the best.
David Platt with that round kick thing against... there it is as well.
The KORG World Cup.
Is it against Egypt?
Which one?
That when he scored that roundhouse kick
Belgium.
goal. Belgium, tell you what.
Yeah.
And every kid on the school
I was
playground
with
playing
them.
with a tennis ball going, David Platt!
Yeah.
For the next 4 years.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. That's something we're going to have a bit of fun with next month. So, Have you heard the new World Cup songs, by the way?
No,
No,
not yet.
Really.
I won't get the guy next door to play again, but there's two. There's one that's just been announced.
Is it Coca-Cola one you
The
said?
Coca-Cola one
Yeah.
is Colours by Jason Derulo, and the
Yeah.
other one is
that's good,
the
'cause that's-
official one is United by Love by Natalia Oreiro. Spelled O-R-E-I-R-O. Don't know how you say that.
That's hard to
Oreo.
say, even for us, let alone
Yeah.
if you're from
I mean,
Blackburn.
That sounds like
apparently
someone
that
playing
is
Countdown's doing
rumoured.
it,
Word
isn't
on the
it?
street is that that's the official one. So
Right.
that's pretty cool.
Is it good? Have you heard it?
Uh,
It's not all samba-y and
No, it's
Is
Russian dancey.
Russian
Yeah,
dancing.
it's got
Okay,
a bit of a
cool.
banger, I think.
Is it?
It's all right. It's not bad.
Bit of a
It's
banger.
not waka waka level from the South African World Cup flag one. When you come back, that one.
It's certainly not
Oh.
Nessun Dorma level, is it?
Yeah, but that wasn't the official song.
No, but it was good.
It wasn't the official song.
It-
That was the
it was for
BBC.
me.
That was the BBC song.
Yeah.
So we'll see what the BBC come up with this year. So the squad's been announced for England.
Yeah.
What are our chances? Do you think
Of arriving or just of actually
surviving? I think is.
Can we get out of the group?
I think
is
the
We'll get out of the
question is-
group without a shadow of a doubt.
What are our chances of being spectacularly disappointed again?
No,
High.
don't get your hopes.
Speaking of which,
Young
did you watch
team,
the
young team? Just I think we're going to do all right.
A lot of Tottenham players though, so no
Yeah.
chance there. But did you win?
And obviously we'll include our Scottish, Welsh, and Irish fans. What are their chances? Sorry,
A
Caroline,
bit harsh.
over in
Just,
Ireland, crying into your Guinness because Ireland didn't qualify. Anyway,
Is that because France cheated, or was that
no,
another?
that's
that was-
way before.
that was another
That was a
time.
long time.
That was
ago.
last time.
Teza Henry, yeah, I remember that one well.
A bit of a
Good lad. Yeah,
Yeah.
bit of Maradona.
yeah,
Yeah.
a low down one.
Yeah, low down Maradona. Anyway,
Anyway,
which
let's
she was
have a-
anyway.
Let's continue this conversation in a break, and we'll come back with some. We're having a very special chronology this month.
Oh yeah.
We've actually managed to set it up in a hotel room. The KORG.
Why have you written Blagget on your phone?
Those are my notes for the patches.
Because Andy's going to do a bit of playing. He's going to blag it on the KORG
Brilliant.
Triton.
Probably need to write it down.
So let's have a break, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Hi, I'm Jack Hotop, Senior Voicing Manager at KORG USA. I'm responsible for creating a lot of sounds in the KORG Triton, the Triton LE, Triton Studio, the Triton Extreme, microKAST, and even some of the Triton expansion boards. Chrome has a lot of great new sounds. Its PCM-ROM contains samples that were taken from the M1 all the way through the Cronus music workstations. We listened to your suggestions and requests and decided to release a Best of the Triton program bank for Chrome. Simply go to korg.com/Chrome to download it for free. This collection of programs will be loaded into Chrome's FBank, so be sure to back up your sounds before loading. Each Triton program contains the original switch settings, joystick, arpeggiator pattern, and assignable knob settings. You'll want to tweak and vary these settings, and trust me, you won't be disappointed if you do. Last but not least, thank you for all your feedback and support. It really means a lot to us.
Welcome back. Let's do it. Let's get
Let's do
straight
it.
into the old gig. Oh, well, not we're doing gig goggles. Chronology.
Can you do that if you
Been
want?
a long day.
KORG.
I'm excited. So, a bit of a special one this, because not only was it Andy's kind of in to KORG, but it was kind of mine as well, because we've both
Well, yes, it was.
owned a Triton. Andy still does. He's very kindly brought it in, his most prized possession.
Look at that. It looks amazing.
Get rid
He's
of
not,
that
he's not
blagging.
blagging it anymore.
So, tell us, Luke. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
so KORG Triton, it launched in 1999 and it cost £1,799 at
Bargain.
the time, which was actually a really good deal. That same year, we brought out some other products which we've obviously covered on previous chronologies, including the Chaos Pad, the Electribes, and the Oasis modelling technology in the form of a PCI card. Also that year, we saw the Access Virus B, Akai S5000 sampler, EMU Proteus 2000 module, Kurzweil K2600 native instruments reactor software, Roland XP30, JV1010 module, EG101 strange keyboard, Waldorf Q, Yamaha CS2X synth, CS6X synth, the bigger brother, and the RM1X, which is a groove box. So quite a prolific year as far as gear goes. So the Triton was the successor and the natural successor to the Trinity, which had come out a couple of years before. So it has
1999 Matrix, wasn't it?
It was.
Yep. Trinity. Just throwing that one.
Oh,
in there.
nice. Yeah.
Interesting.
A link there.
Yeah.
Was definitely named after the.
She should have been called Triton, not Trinity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Triton's a man's name, but it's fine.
True. It was a god, actually, wasn't it?
He was, yeah.
It's a Greek
He
god.
might still be. I've just not seen him for ages.
Underwater god.
Yeah.
This is a trident. Pitchfork. Okay.
Moving on. Okay, so
Sorry, mate.
the Triton had 61 keys, as we can see here.
Yep.
It had aftertouch. It's got a pitch bend mod wheel. This is good because Andy can actually model all of the. Oh, he's counting them. Can you count them?
Scaled it up 16.
It's got a pitch bend mod wheel, which is a two-way jobby. So
Two-way jobby.
So it goes up and
X
down.
and Y is what you're looking
Yeah.
for. Yeah.
It's a two-way jobby.
It also has a ribbon controller underneath that, and it has 2 assignable switches above, so lots of real-time control. Plus, which they added from the Trinity, the 4 real-time controllers, which were actually quite a big thing back then because they kind of, in the digital era, everything was stripped back. There was no controllers on anything really,
No.
like the DX7 and stuff like that, and the Trinity, and the M1 even had hardly any real-time controllers. So, yeah, this was a bit of a journey back towards that time where you want to kind of get a bit more hands-on with your sounds, which I think is what drew you to it a little bit, wasn't
Very
it?
much so.
Yeah.
Very much so, yeah.
You've also got bank selection buttons as well, which were added from the Trinity, which are on the right. So the touch screen, that's very similar actually to the Trinity. It's a 320 by 240 display. The synth engine inside is a different engine. It's called the HI PCM based, which is sample based synth engine. It stands for hyper integrated. It's basically 32 meg with 425 multi samples plus 413 single drum samples. And the polyphony was 62, which was doubled from the Trinity. So you had a lot more scope, especially when you're using those big combis and sequence modes.
A lot for the time as well.
Definitely, yeah. You can combine also up to 5 of the effects. There's 102 insert effects in there. You can combine 5 simultaneously, plus 2 master effects from a list of 89. And there's also a 3-band master EQ on the end as well. So it has the combi mode, which we're very familiar with, obviously from today, but even back from the M1. So that can combine up to 8 different sounds, 8 programs. And it has, of course, the sequencer mode, which the note capacity was increased from the Trinity as well, from 60,000 to 100,000, with a 200 song capacity as well. And some new template songs. So these template songs are something that live on even now. And these are really useful for when you're making a song from scratch and you just want to get some instruments in there really quickly.
It's kind of note padding, isn't it? It's a good
Exactly,
idea,
yeah. It just gives you a really nice base to work from. It also added the RPPR function, which was a real-time pattern play recording function, which basically allowed you to assign different patterns to different keys, different drum loops or patterns of your choice. And it added 2 arpeggiators, which it never had before in the Trinity. So again, that was a big part of the Triton's identity going forward, because all of a sudden you had all of these amazing patterns evolving and playing kind of background music for you as well. And they also had, the arpeggiators had 3 dedicated control knobs on the right as well, so that was something that was added as well.
Indeed.
It also had a built-in sampler, so that's 16-bit 48K, and with 16 meg of RAM in there, so that will allow you to record about 3 minutes in mono, but that was expandable to 64 meg, and that gave you up to nearly 12 minutes in recording time. 1,000 sample locations up to 4,000 fully expanded. So connections wise, at the back you've got a stereo out, you've got 4 individual outs as well, you've got headphones, you've got 2 jack audio inputs obviously for the sampler, you've got MIDI in, out and through, you've got a special computer interface, you've got 3 pedal inputs as well as SCSI ports. SCSI, yeah, remember that? Amazing. That. And a floppy disk drive with the bottom left there. So lots of really great connections, but actually missing from the Trinity, after the Trinity, they took off the digital connections, so things like the SPDIF, the ADEC connections, and also the 4-track HD hard disk option for audio recording. So in some ways they stripped it back to the sort of things that they thought people weren't going to use quite as much in that time.
And replaced it with SCSI.
Yeah, exactly.
the future.
So replaced it with like more usable things like extra polyphony and
Yeah.
more voices and
M1D1 stuff like that.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I was reading about it, and apparently part of the reason for that was because a trend at that time was going to these portable hard disk recorders.
They were massive.
Because obviously Roland did really good ones, KORG did some as well, and there was a Tascam ones and all.
Fostex,
Tascam, yeah.
There was loads of them.
So that was really the way that most people were recording audio back then.
Yep.
Much more so than on computers or obviously in hardware. So kind of combining one of those, say, with a Triton would give you far more than anything you would have built in. So it made sense in a way. It also had expansion options, so you could put the MOS board in this. So this was basically a Z1 built into your Triton.
They give you a little teaser as well. Cause
Do they?
On the program select buttons here, they actually have MOS written over Bank F. As if
Oh,
to
do
say,
they?
Yeah.
It's like saying you haven't got this
You
yet.
need this.
You need this.
And what's amazing is you can actually combine 6 MOS engines in the combi, so you can have 6 Z1s effectively.
That's a lot
Which
of
is like
Z1s. That's the Z6.
Unbelievable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like it. It also had via the SCSI drive you could add a zip drive. Remember those?
Tell you what, another classic future technology.
Yeah, or a CD-ROM drive, still going strong. That's £109. The MOS board was 375, just out of interest. You could also get expansion boards. I don't know if you had any of these, Andy.
No.
These were basically PCM expansion boards, so they were like in particular sound genres, so you get like a piano board or
Yeah, you had like a
pianos
dance one, an
Yeah.
orchestra.
Did they do a
Exactly.
string one?
Plus
I
there
think
was a
they
string
did.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
several of
I
them.
think I had a string one.
Because later on, we'll get onto this in a bit, but basically they put all of those boards then in the Triton Extreme when that came out later.
Yes,
I remember.
that's right,
And
Yeah.
they were all built in. There were other models available as well. There's Triton Pro, which was 76 notes, so exactly the same thing,
Yep.
but just more notes. And Triton Pro X, which is the 88 key weighted model. So that is the Triton. I've got a lot more here about future Tritons, but let's have a bit of a listen, I think, first before we go
Have a
into all
listen.
that.
Should we go
So
in?
that's enough of my voice.
Should we start with some programs? Because one of the
Yep.
things that
You tell me, because this is your...
This is your blagging bit, mate.
Yeah.
well, this is it. Where's my notes? Blag it. Yeah. Well, the first sound that I ever heard on this, which is basically the story is that people have heard it before, but very briefly, I went into a store to go and buy a Trinity on the day that this very thing here had landed in a store. Turn it on, and so the first sound that you hear was the sound called the Big Sweep Stab, which is kind of this kind of.
Oh, yeah.
So this real nice filtery thing. But as you said, you've got the arpeggiator in there as well. By the way, for anyone watching, I'm sitting next to two very good players. I am below subpar. So
Come on,
something
Andy.
like an arpeggiator.
No.
works really
Impress
well,
us. You're
but
doing very well.
the,
mate.
Yeah.
Well, it's that, right?
when I was buying this, I was going from a Yamaha PSR 410.
Quality
So-
keyboard.
That's a hell of an upgrade, mate.
That's what I'd got. So I was used to that kind of
PSR 410
sound.
classic.
Oh, you're just
Yeah.
looking for a picture of it.
I've actually still got it. My boys use it to hold down paper if it's windy, so it's fine. But so that was the first sound I heard, and straight away my mind was kind
PSR
of blown.
410 was featured in my classroom at school.
Was it?
Yeah, I just can't remember it. It's the one with the 4 purple buttons.
Oh, 4 purple
Anyway, I
buttons.
don't know why
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
it.
Googling
Let's do
that.
chronology on
Cool.
that.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's really interesting.
I haven't
Yeah.
done any research, but we must make it up.
Loads of backing tracks that you can play single notes to. It's fascinating if you want to write any of your own music. Anyway, I shouldn't be too negative about it. But you get all these real dancey kind of things, and obviously we're talking sort of late 90s, so I was kind of more into the dance music then as well. So you had, again, another sort of arpeggiated. And then, again, your real-time controls. Hadn't ever really experienced much of this before, but you have to change the sound so organically and straight away creative juices start
Love it,
flowing,
I love
and
that.
it's
Awesome
just
sound.
phenomenal. But and again, another sound that I've mentioned on previous podcasts as I think being the greatest pad of all time is God's bathtub. And it goes on for days, and it's just this slow, warm kind of introduction. This is only 2 sounds, by the way, out of a possible 8, so you could really beef that.
It's the geography field trip sound that we've discussed many times before.
It's so nice.
The planetarium, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's got that little bit, the universe sound on the M1. It's got a little bit of that clicky.
That
It's
little-
not
yeah.
the same, but it's similar, isn't it?
In
to
the
that?
beginning, when man created fire, the world changed.
You can get all these.
There's
got
your
hotter.
birds, there's your dinosaurs, there's the water.
So
Got it
good.
all.
That's where the
great.
controllers
Phenomenal
really
sound.
come in as
It's-
well, isn't it? Yeah.
And of course, you can automate all these controls as well, which you know,
Yeah.
I'd never really sequenced before, apart from on an Atari or possibly, I think the Atari would have been the first time we'd done that. And those are the sounds that I remember hearing and just being kind of like, yeah, I need this
It
in my
just
life.
blows you away when you hear it, even now, doesn't it? So.
And you've got the Triton demo CD, I think,
I
is that
have.
right?
There
So
it is.
Yes.
So we've got
this
some
is
more
the
sounds we can play there as well.
original, Triton demo CD. There it is.
Let's have a little flavour
featuring
from this.
classic songs such as Deep Cut, On the Porch,
I remember this.
Fever,
I remember that because you had to load it in off the floppy.
Feet
There you go, because
Hurt,
this will be the original, yeah.
Oh,
Dig List, Film Hero,
Dig List.
Country Mild. That sounds
Yeah, that
nice.
wasn't-
There we go.
Yes.
Deep cut.
Again, as I say on every
listen to that
podcast,
kick drum.
very Streets of Rage.
There was nothing that sounded like this then.
That kick drum is great,
It's
actually.
immense.
Oh, I like that sound.
That lead's nice.
That's a bit bite your bottom lip, that lead, isn't it? That's a bit.
Even those little snare tracks,
Yeah.
so good. Really well programmed.
Yeah. But the effects that run through it as well, it's just
Yeah.
absolutely superb.
Listen to that all day, it's brilliant.
So what else do we have then? Do we have any other sorts of... Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
we've
I remember the drop then. Can
Oh,
you put
dear.
it back in? Give me the standing wave. No, you can't.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gone. It's gone.
I can
It's completely wrong. There it is, yeah. The phone box, yeah.
just come it round. So was that a sample?
That's a sample, yep. That's still in there now. The piano sounds great as
Good
well.
sound.
doesn't
In the
it?
mix, it's
Yeah.
really good.
But yeah, there we go.
Right,
Awesome.
Let's have a quick flavour of some of the other ones. Here we go. On the Porch. Z-Zop.
Ah, yes.
Z-Yop, even.
On that one.
You get my dry cleaning?
I'm expecting it to kick in. Here we go. Fever.
Now you're talking my language. Ah, yes.
You remember all these?
Yes, so restricted.
That's like that sound you just had.
Yeah,
It's very similar, isn't
very
it?
like it, yeah.
Now, the one I liked best was this one. I think this is really good.
Dig List.
This is so strange. It's like going back 18 years. In a world where Donald Trump is not president.
A bit like a final song from a rom-com.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like we need to like do a cheers and look at each other like lovingly.
Julia Roberts is just looking at Richard Gere. Richard Gere's looking back.
So 90s, isn't it? Late 90s.
Okay, guys, we got this.
Anyway, I
There we
like
go.
that.
That's a good one.
Anyway, so yeah, you get the idea. It just sounds so good. Is there anything else you want to play, Andy, or do you want to move
I
on?
could play it all day, so
Yeah.
you know, for the sake of everyone listening, I'll do that at my own time.
Right, so that was the Triton. So then it spawned loads of different projects after that. So you had in the year 2000 the Triton Rack, which is the rack version of it. That was the same price, $17.99. So it was a 2U 19-inch rack. It had a smaller LCD, but it also still retained the 4 assignable knobs, so it kind of kept that real-time thing. But obviously no sequencer; it was just a sound module. Had 640 programs, 512 combis, which were both up to, that was on the original Triton, but it was then up to 1,664, so 13 banks on the rack, so it gave you loads more sounds.
It's massive, isn't
and
it?
8 PCM expansion slots instead of 2, and then RAM was expandable to 96 megabytes, so it was a monster of a module, and it added the SPDIF digital out and the ADAT option and an MLAN option.
Yep.
So it was like
I remember
proper
people
piece of
buying
studio
those.
kit.
Yeah.
It also added an sampler, time slice, time stretch, and crossfade looping. And there was a version 2 of the Triton which came out later, which also added these features. So I don't know if you updated yours, but you're probably still on
It's
version
original.
1.
No, do you know what I did actually? No, I updated it all.
Oh, did
and
you?
I reverted it back to the original. Because,
Did you?
Yeah, a
But
couple
why?
of years ago.
But because
Because it's the original. I loved it. It's
Yeah,
just
go
right.
back
It's-
to basics.
Yeah, any
Yeah.
excuse. Yeah.
proper.
No, I
2000
dropped it and it reverted. So, yeah.
2002 was a Triton LE. So this was £1,099 when it first launched, but as the time went on, I think it came down and it became a massive seller for KORG because it was so powerful for the price.
Is that the Kylie one?
That is the Kylie one. So her track, what's it called?
Can't get you out of my head.
Out of my head.
head.
Was done entirely on a Triton LE, apart from obviously her vocal. So that's pretty impressive. There's 3 versions of that: 61, 76, and 88 note weighted. It was a cut down version of the Triton with less programs and combis, no touchscreen, a sampling option via expansion board, and it had smart media storage.
Wow.
Another bit of classic tech,
Yeah.
future tech.
Also that same year, the Triton Studio came out. So that was a kind of refreshed version of the Triton we have here. So that was 2,349. The Pro 76 was 2,549, and the Pro X 88 weighted, 2,999, so $3,000. It had 120 note polyphony, so doubled. It had 48 meg of PCM ROM, so bigger memory, more sample RAM. It had 96 meg of expanded RAM. It had 7 expansion slots, so bringing it more into line with the module version really. And it also had a new piano sound, so 16 meg piano sound,
Oh, yes, I remember that.
which was available as an option for your one, which was by then being called the Triton Classic. So this is actually the Triton Classic, which we had before us here, the original.
It's not, it's the Triton.
Okay, fair enough.
The Triton.
The Triton, full stop.
The.
It also added the Triton Studio. Also added a 5 gig hard disk drive and in-track sampling. There's an option Mossboard still, ADAT output, and word clock in. MLAN was an option as well, and it had an internal optional CD burner as well. So you could literally do your whole track. And back then, obviously, everyone was working on CDs, so it was a studio unboxing in true form. 2004 saw the Triton Extreme. So this was quite a controversial one because it was blue for a start. So they changed the styling and the colouring quite radically. There was a 61 version which was $1,749. There was a 76 version which was $1,899, and there's an 88 version which was £2,500. It massively increased the PCM ROM to 160 meg, and as we said earlier, and a lot of this extra ROM was sourced from the PCM expansion boards, which were available for the original Tritons. It had 2 USB slots because USB was becoming more used now. And it has also SPDIF, compact flash. So they're going through all the different stories. They've gone from floppy disk to smart media to
The history of
CD-ROM
media,
to compact flash.
Smart media's only gone out in the last few years.
Yeah.
It was since SD.
It was used a lot in cameras.
Yeah, it was.
Then it took over from compact flash and then SD now. But the most striking thing about this Triton was the fact it had a valve in it.
Yeah.
So it had one of the valves from the EMX Electribes. And that valve really warmed up the sound. It was a really true analog valve. And so that was cool. Then in 2006, there was a microKAST. Do you remember this one?
Do you remember the microKAST?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was a tiny little keyboard. It was a 25-note desktop synth. But it had all the Triton Classic sounds in, so all the sounds from your keyboard there, and an extra 32 meg of unique new sounds. So it's kind of a hybrid of old and new. But the cool thing about this, especially at the time, was that it was a VST, had a VST plugin version of it as well. So you could use it.
Very
you could
cool.
use an editor on screen, or you could use it like a plugin in your software. And it had 62 note poly. Also in that year, later in that year, we had the X50 come out as well, which was kind of similar thing to the Micro X, but it had 61 keys, and it also had this librarian and editor software you could use with it. Then later in the year, you had the Triton TR, which was black. Remember this one?
The Triton TR.
Yeah, so this was like a mid-range. It was almost like the new Triton LE, really. 3-note version, 61, 76, 88 weighted, 62-note poly, had a USB, had an SD card slot this time. So they literally did use every single type of storage. Yeah.
Spectrum.
And interestingly, in 2006 SD card, and that's still going. So that's actually stood the test of time. 64 meg of PCM ROM, and that was actually voiced very similarly to the X50. Then there was a bit of a gap, and then we had in 2013 available for Chrome, and we've covered this before, the Best of Triton bonus sound library. So that's 128 programs for Chrome. So all the kind of best picks from Triton, which is available and still available free with a download. Free from our website. And then the next year, 2014, we had Cross expansion. So the same thing, Best of Triton for the Cross, and this was 128 programs, and it was actually part of a bigger set. This one, 512 bonus sound pack. And then same year,
it's such a massive shame that you can't buy anything right now that still has the Triton sounds on it out of the box, isn't it? It's a big,
I mean, Kronos has a lot of them in there, but you've got to kind of know what you're looking like. The other day,
we've still got a few TRs left, haven't we?
TRs?
Yeah.
No, they're long gone.
Are they sure about that?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I was trying to set. I thought we did have, so I was trying to set that up as like a joke.
Oh, so you mean the tactile?
The tactiles,
yeah. We've got some of those. That's still a current product.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's talking about old sounds. I was with Bill Sharp the other day because he's got an original Triton. He's from Shack Attack.
Name drop there. See that then?
I was just with Bill
Said
Sharp.
that, yeah. Just with Bill Sharp.
with President Obama.
He's using a Kronos now and a Prologue, among other things. But he's still got a Triton, and he said, and we were programming some sounds up and stuff, and he goes, I really need to find this sound, or you to make it again in the Kronos.
That's
so
amazing, isn't it?
I just went to the search function in the Kronos, searched for it was Express Lead, which is an amazing lead sound, and it was in there. It's in the in the Kronos, and we A/B'd it, and it was exactly the same. It was like, job done. So there it is. That's the sound. So
great.
Some of the sounds are still live on to this day.
Remind me, I've got a track with that sound on. I want you to remind you in a bit.
Okay, I'll try and remember. And then finally, we have, of course, still today the Triton Tactile, which is a controller, still available with 500 Triton presets built in. So quickly, we've got some artists who have used the Triton.
Just a few.
There's a massive list, so I'm just going to fly through them.
Yeah,
Andy Pullen.
Seen this?
We've got John Carpenter, of course, who we've talked about before, using his ribbon morpher patch. But we've also got Beyonce, David Bowie, Coldplay, Phil Collins, Craig David, Spike Edney, Brian Eno, Peter Gabriel, Lady Gaga, Jan Hammer, Bradley Joseph, Linkin Park, Chris Lowe, Lyle Mays, Moby, The Neptunes, Paul Oakenfold, David Page, Greg Fillinganes, Pink, Trent Reznor, Jordan Rudess, Timbaland, Rick Wakeman, Joe Zawinul, Charlie Puth, The Orb, Orbital, Depeche Mode, BT, Yes, Keith Emerson, and Vangelis, just to name a couple.
Awesome. Just a few then.
Yeah.
Sorry, run that list again. Say again.
Beyonce, they're about saying. Yeah, so it's just, it ranks so highly in the kind of sort of upper echelons of
it's royalty, isn't it?
Yeah,
basically?
synth history.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's a classic.
Thank you for that, guys.
So there we go.
Amazing. So there you go. That was the history of the KORG Triton. And obviously we'll play some of these tracks in between these breaks. Speaking of breaks, it's time for another one.
Yeah.
See you in a minute. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks again, guys, for that amazing history of the KORG Triton. As we move on, we've got what are we on now? Gear goggles. So let's have a jingle. Gear goggles. Get goggles.
Goggles.
So I think this month is one of them months where you think, oh, there's not really been much this month, and then you open up our little Gear Goggles little group that we've got, and it goes on forever. So we'll rattle through these because there's quite a few, and there's some good ones. Yeah, there is.
Really good ones.
Let me just join you, Luke, in the old group. Right, go on, fire away. Hang on, hang on. Sorry. Right, yeah, go on, go for it.
So first one is from Running Nige.
Running Nige,
Yes.
Nigel Milligan.
Yes.
So he's seen the Kronos, which has been used on the Last Laugh in Vegas.
Yeah, so if anybody ever sees these, don't forget, tweet us at microKAST on Twitter. Tell us. He's photographed himself watching TV on that one, so that was quite cool.
You go next.
I can't read that one. Ruben James, of course.
Yeah.
KORG artist. Playing the Kronos. Beautiful Tones is a match made in heaven for the gig with Sam Smith at the O2.
Very good.
That's not a bad thing to do, is it? That's all right.
So an artisan job. Isn't
Right,
it?
day
Next
job.
one for Luke.
Next one is Vox Continental.
And who's this?
This is Mark Schusterman.
From the
He's keyboardist with National Rattlelift and the Night Sweats.
Night Sweats.
The Night
And he's
Sweats,
done an
okay.
amazing demo on the Vox Continental.
It's incredible. You need to check it out.
Yeah.
Then we had a bit of witty banter on the group between me and Luke. That's why we're laughing. Then we've got different stuff here. What's this next one?
So this
here?
is the music director keyboardist for Lady Antebellum, and he's using Kronos as well, 61 key, and a grand stage actually.
And then there's a classic M1 keyboard ad. Nothing says throwback.
This is amazing.
Awesome. Pictures
Which one's Adam?
of the Michael Jackson band. M1 keyboardist with Michael Jackson.
And
Giving
it's
it some on the old
Greg
M1.
Phillinganes, isn't
Yeah, awesome
legendary.
You're going to need to overlay that
And
image.
Rory Kaplan, yes.
Yes,
That's really
we'll
good.
put
We
that
like
one in.
that.
All of these images for the video version people should be seeing.
Then we've got KORG, a throwback to an amazing show, Between the Buried and Me, with Sean in NYC with the old Chrome.
And then we've got a really sad one as well.
Of course, we lost an amazing artist this month.
Davici, and there's a nice picture of him there with his Triton.
Yeah.
Same one as Andy, actually, exactly the
exactly
same.
the same one.
So,
Then we got another KORG fan tweeted us.
number 6 UK.
Number 6
You know who you
UK.
are.
Kronos on stage with Shaggy and Sting at the Queen's birthday show. #brew. Loving your
Good
work.
Brilliant.
Go on, Luke, you do this next one.
I can't say this one.
Um,
Or have you written it wrong?
This is the Moriarty thing.
yes, it is.
So this is a Mariachi covers band.
Is that what it
using
is?
Ladybug. Yeah.
that works.
Is that right? Apparently, yeah, but yeah, no, a very a good friend of mine sent
So
that
the
through.
Miriesi, is that how you say it? Morrissey, Mex. Oh
Me-
no, Mex Irisi. Well, you'll see it.
Mex
We'll have
Irisi.
it on the screen.
Mexi
so
Morrissey,
you'll see
Mex
it.
Irisi, yeah, but it's
So one
Is
thing,
it one of those things that shouldn't work? but
one
does?
thing I know.
apparently so.
I know
yeah.
we've missed it now, but one thing I really wanted to bring to your attention was that Yamaha were doing a bit of discovery at the Cheltenham festivals that was between Saturday the 5th of May onwards to the Sunday the 6th of May, and it says in big letters Yamaha digital pianos and keyboards. Are you going to the Cheltenham festivals this year? Why not check out all of our free events that are taking place in our Discovery space this weekend? #Discovery Yamaha. #Chelt Jazz Fest. Why we mention Yamaha, of course? Because on the advert it showed a person playing an SV1, a KORG SV1.
And
so
they've conveniently blanked out the logo. which
Yeah.
is easy
I mean,
matter.
I can't speak for the lady playing the piano, but maybe she discovered the Yamaha and went home to get her SV1.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
Maybe.
what it was.
Who knows?
Could have been.
So
We're just
thanks-
speculating at this point.
Thanks for that free
That's
bit
what
of
I'd have done,
advertisement
so.
there, please. Thanks, Yamaha. So then we've got next one is
This is on the front page of the KORG, not the KORG magazine, the Sunday Times magazine, in fact.
wow.
It's Laura Mavula, and she's actually playing, she's rocking an RK100S there.
Yeah.
It's wicked.
Then we've got Jess Glynn on Graham Norton, of course. Thanks
Yeah.
to #DC as always.
What's
on
that in the back?
Kronos.
That's Kronos, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, this is one Andy did.
Andy.
You found a stamp with an MS-20 Mini on. Where did this come from?
Yeah, no idea.
Andy's late night Googling session.
It does say Deutsche Post, so I'm presuming that's from Germany. So it's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then we've got obviously Luke's mate, Bill Sharp,
Yeah.
Shack Attack, with his Odyssey full-size Rev 2 and an Odyssey Rev 3, Kronos 88, Triton Studio, Trinity Rack, Prologue 8. Bit of a chord fan
Sorry,
there.
that's
He's going a bit
Bill,
overboard.
It's unfair, isn't it?
It's not okay. Though.
And I saw a photo of him today, and he's doing a gig in Japan. Actually, he's doing a gig in Japan, and the head of KORG Japan is going to this gig, which is amazing. And he's got that rig and the Steinway Grand as well.
Oh,
So it's
come
like
on.
just to
Just to rub it in.
yeah.
Now then, something that did gain a bit of traction this month was a tweet that Core UK did with Dr. Lonnie Smith's multiple tier setup
Oh yeah, this is
with
cool.
the microKey and the Kronos, and he basically stacks 4 microKey keyboards, and he's also got a bit of a wave drum going on in there. Is that right?
No, it's an HPDS. A Hand Sonic actually,
Oh,
Roland.
Hand Sonic Roland.
Yeah.
Sorry, Roland. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice little plug there for you, mate.
For all our Roland listeners, which there are some.
There are indeed. There's nothing wrong with Roland.
Heads up, Jeff.
Then we've got Grand Stage. You never guess.
You're not going to believe he's playing this one.
It's Charlie Puth.
Yeah.
Is it?
I'll get on
Tell you what,
Charlie.
he's loving the old Grand Stage.
He's
isn't
absolutely
he?
all over it, isn't it?
The Grand Stage is some of the best sounding Rhodes presets on any piano I have ever played. I love bringing it on the road with me. It enhances my live show and allows me to have some fun. There we go.
That is amazing though, what he does with
Yeah,
that.
it
I've
is,
seen some really nice videos of him playing this.
It's fantastic. That's the KORG Grand Stage.
Another one of our listeners spotted this next one. It's Scouting for Girls at the Wentworth Festival.
Now, who was it that found that? Scouting for girls. It was Scouting
Who
for
could
girls.
it possibly be? It's hashtag DC.
Ah, there we go.
And
Those
there's
Google
one more,
searches.
isn't there, that you saw the
Yeah,
last couple
Ocean
of days?
Colour Scene.
Yes.
So, Ocean Colour Scene, a friend of mine is put a festival together. And she's going to kill me because I can't remember the name of the festival. Just give me a second.
So they're playing an SV1, aren't they?
They're playing an SV1. It's a festival in Clitheroe, the High Point Festival. It's been and gone now. But check out Ocean Colour Scene. They've released some video footage of them not only performing the gig live on an SV1, but they're also they've done some footage of them practicing,
Oh, cool.
which is quite cool. So
We
they just-
nearly got through Giggles without mentioning SV1. We got to
Yeah.
the very end.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's there.
Apart from the Yamaha bit.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
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 If you,
So we
if you
didn't
ignore
nearly
that
get
part,
through.
yeah. But
Yeah, but you're right. We normally everyone is an SV1.
do you know what though? That means every Giggles SV1 is shouted at every time. I mean, that
Yeah.
just says
Tell
it.
you what.
Yeah.
Speaks volumes.
So
It's
good.
got a microKORG Platinum, a Liverpool, and a microKORG S in the World Cup.
How's it
group.
gonna get
I'll tell you
on?
what, it's going to smash that group.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that now.
Straight
Yeah.
through. Yeah, straight
Yeah.
through to the quarters.
9 points.
I'll have
Last
to
16,
see.
whatever it
I'll
is.
have to see. So, moving on. We've now moved on to downloads. If I have in my possession a KORG product,
Yes.
and I would like to see where I could download some stuff for it,
Yeah.
I'd go to a website called www.korg.com/us/support/download, or simply just type KORG download into Google, and then you get a funky page which gives you loads of downloads.
And do you get a jingle when
You
you
get
to
a
the page?
jingle. Let's do it. So, before going into the downloads of the month, as we normally do, I want to share a bit of love.
Oh,
Bit of love.
Anybody that's interested in getting themselves an iPodyssey, or they've friends got an iPodyssey, or they've got a module, or whatever, we've done a patch book. And this is, we've talked about this before, we've done it, it's been out for a while, but I've been using it recently again because of the full-size Odyssey. And it's amazing. Go online on Google and type in Odyssey patch book, and you'll get basically a patch book of 100 presets that you can do on an Odyssey that you've done, haven't you, Luke?
Yes.
And it's really, really good.
it's brilliant.
So I just think I'm going to just mention that again, because you can obviously just have it on your computer or your laptop or whatever, on your iPad, but you can just print them off as well and have it as like a little book that you can flick through. And it just shows a picture of an Odyssey and where you need to turn all the knobs and push all the buttons and do all that, and it'll tell you how to get different sounds.
And how much does it cost?
It's free.
free.
It costs you the print of your, the ink of your printer, and the paper of the trees,
Paper of the trees.
and then that's all it. But obviously, if you're putting it on your iPad, you just need power, don't you? So you need your electricity bill.
So a tiny amount.
Tiny, it's free.
Yeah.
Anyway, on to this month. What have we got this month? Minilog version 1.24 system updater. Luke, tell us about that then, please.
I think it's just a minor update.
I think it's not good enough, Luke. Come on, what have we got?
I know it's not a minor. I know it's a minor update, and what it does is it fixes a slight issue, I think, with the MIDI clock.
He knows.
Yeah.
Fixes issues with MIDI clock reception.
Is that what it says?
That's what it says.
Oh,
So
there you go.
Lucky guess. Well done.
It wasn't a guess. He knows.
He does know.
Next one. We mentioned it again last month. But I'm going to mention it again because they are now available. The PA700 version 1.2.0, PA1000 version 1.1.0 are now available. So check those out. Those do things like added the compatibility with the Vox expression pedal, curve presets for the expression pedal, and so on and so on. So check those out. And then that's it, really.
Is it?
But I want to give a shout out.
Oh, okay.
We've mentioned him before, and I'm going to mention him again. We've got Tony Longworth.
Oh, yes.
Tony Longworth, as you know, Six Pack Sam, did the soundtrack on KORG Gadget,
Which we played on one of our...
which we played.
Well, we
at
played
the
the
end.
trailer,
we played
didn't
the
we?
trailer for
Yeah.
the feature film Six Pack Sam that he's done all the music for. He's just slid me in a new track the other day into my DMs on Twitter.
Nice.
So I'm going to give him a shout out because he's a lovely guy, and he's got a Patreon, and it's patreon.com, or Patreon, spelled patreon.com/Tony Longworth. So if you follow that link, you can go there, you can see what he's up to, you can donate some money. He's got an amazing podcast himself, and he sent us a track to listen to. And we're going to play a little bit
Doing a
of it
bit.
now.
It's got a funny name, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got a funny name.
Let's
So-
start playing it and
Let's
then
start
talk
playing.
over it.
We'll have a little
Yeah.
chat.
Here we
It's
go.
a little bit of a competition for you. So what he's done with this goes on for a while, but basically he's done this on Gadget in
It sounds like Kamata.
It is Kamata.
Oh, it is
correct. So basically what he's done, this piece of music is called Mikado Manta Cabana. So that's Mikado Manta Cabana.
Can I ask what the heck that means?
Well,
Because I might be
we'd like to
missing
know.
something.
We'd
Yeah.
like to know.
Yeah.
Because Tony Longworth, the man himself, has said, can you guess where the song name comes from? And I've said, unless it's a Gilbert and Sullivan / Manta Force / Copacabana tribute, I've got no idea.
That's a good guess.
And he said,
What a mashup that would be.
it could be. It kind of sounds like that. But no, I'll give you a clue. It's an anagram.
Oh, okay.
So Mikado, Mikado, as in Hot Mikado, Gilbert and Sullivan, or Manta, as in Manta Force, or Cabana, in Cabana. Put those three words together, or three separate words. It's an anagram of something. What is it? Who knows? Write in, and then we'll put it to Tony. And if you're right, you'll win a prize.
It's quite eerie and mysterious, isn't it? This
It
one?
is.
Yeah. So that's that.
Do we know what it's for? What he's written it for?
It's just said. It
Sorry,
doesn't
have I
say.
missed that?
No, it's okay. This is what he said. Hi mate, I've just released a new track with KORG Gadget and Kamata for my supporters over at my Patreon music page. Patreon.com/Tony Longworth. Feel free to play it on your next podcast. Awesome, thanks mate. And then he's put, can you guess where the song name comes from? And I've said, unless it's a Gilbert song, blah 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 blah. So it's an anagram.
Yeah.
Mikado, Manta, Cabana.
Yeah.
So it's cool. That's really
I
cool.
like that. That's good.
So that's something that's come from Tony. Obviously, we gave you a little challenge at the beginning of the show to write in.
Did we have any responses?
Probably not, because we are filming quite late.
It is.
Everyone's in bed.
If we have anything at all, it'll be amazing.
Let's have a look.
I have had one thing. Funnily enough, he's already been mentioned once this podcast, so
Yeah.
I'm going to mention him again. It's number 6 UK.
Ah,
I'm going to have to wear my microKAST t-shirt because of the nice weather. I'll wear it out before I'm on the podcast. It's not my fault. Hashtag brew, because we've promised him he can be on the show. We will get to that.
Yeah, it's
I've got a.
it's hard enough getting us on the show, let alone.
Yeah, I've got a
anyone
secret plan for later in the year that which we've
Oh, have you?
spoken about over dinner. We spoke about it before over dinner.
else. Okay.
You know, we could
Oh,
maybe
the plan.
to get lots of people to
The
do
plan.
stuff for us.
Yeah, that should.
That's
be good.
that. So what else have we had?
Lee Kemp's replied as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, Tony Longworth has just liked the tweet, so he's listening. So hi, Tony. Now Lee Kemp, as you know, we laid down a smackdown on Sonic State, didn't we?
Yeah.
About GoldenEye and the
Smackdown.
N64. And this is Lee from Sonic State who's just replied, I haven't forgotten about GoldenEye. Someone's going to get an ass kicking. Hint, not me. Now, Lee, you've
So one of his teammates,
never
obviously, yeah.
seen me play GoldenEye, my friend. Get me Odd Job. I can't even say it. Odd Job. Told you I'm going to open an Odd Job slap all over you. Awesome show, guys, as always. Can't wait for the new one to drop. So thanks very much for that, Lee.
Nice.
There was something else I was going to say. I remember what it was.
What was it?
Last month we released an episode, a very good episode, with John McCubbry on.
Yes.
Yeah, that happened.
And so it was really good. So again, honoured. Thanks, John, for coming on our little podcast and sharing us your wealth of knowledge. But we had a spoiler in there, didn't we? We had a little spoiler about 27 minutes in or whatever, where some product fell out of the
His
discussion, John's mouth. So we had to bleep it out. And then we released the podcast and the video. And I listen to it, as I do. The minute it goes live, I always have a listen. So I'm pretty much first to listen to it. And then beep came in, the little test card came up, and Luke's clever editing. I thought, oh yeah, damn, that's what it was. That's where we missed that product out. But then he said it again at the end of the podcast, and we didn't bleep it out.
No.
Yeah.
And actually, no one caught that. So just a hint: if ever you want to listen to a podcast, listen to it the minute it goes live, because when we had to pull it down and then we had to edit it and put it back up again.
Yeah.
So those of you that subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is what? Can you remember what it is?
microKAST.
microKAST on YouTube.
So to think that.
Why are we here?
When
Yeah,
you
so-
no, it's clever. You'll like this. So when you go onto YouTube and you go to microKAST and you subscribe to it, so I'm just going to do that now. I'm already subscribed to it. This is
Doing it
live technology, at its very, very best. You've got next to your subscribe button a little bell, little picture of a bell. If you click that and you make it get a little ring animation. What will happen is whenever we do anything on that channel, you will get a notification to say that a new video's gone up. So
Yes.
everybody needs to do that, and everybody needs to subscribe to the channel. We're getting hundreds of views, and which is great. But you subscribe. We need you, because
We
the more
need you.
people that join in our little fun, we can go places.
Yeah.
We
You
can.
know,
Where are we going?
I'd love to go to the NAMM show.
Yes, that'd be good.
You know, Luke's been before, I've been, Andy's been, of course, this year. But
Hashtag send microkast.
Yeah.
Get it
it
going
would be
now.
amazing if we all went. Not all of us, because all you can't come, but us three. Because just think of the show that we'd bring you. Or to Japan,
Yeah,
to
that'd be
the
good.
head office.
Yeah.
Why choose one? Why pick one?
I don't
Yeah,
mind. You know,
Yeah.
I don't mind. But you know, these dreams that we have, you can make happen by subscribing to our little show. And obviously, you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at Adam KORG UK. Andy is at
Andy KORG UK.
and KORG is at KORG. Luke is at long day
Kugluk.
at KORG Luke. So it's nice and easy. And then of course you can follow at microKAST on Twitter as well.
And
so, yeah.
Instagram.
Yep.
Which, Andy's running.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, just search microkast and we will be the first at the top of the list.
Indeed. Have anything else? Anything else to plug? What we
Don't
all
think
doing?
so.
Have we got any You've got your you're doing your what's it, aren't you? Your
What's
hangouts. you've got
Yeah,
your
I've got some
hangouts.
what's this to eat in a minute, yeah.
Luke's doing his
It's
hangouts. We've
definitely
got
20 to 11
a
at night, isn't it?
potential island visit in June.
Yes.
Oh, here
So
we go
we'll see if
again.
we can get
God's
another
Yeah, no worries.
0.5 episode done with Caroline.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Just
Go on.
saying, Andy, that episode we did with Caroline, 19.5, is the highest.
Sorry, you're still talking.
It's the highest downloaded podcast.
Ever. Of any podcast.
I mean, we get.
I mean-
believe it or not, we get hundreds of thousands of plays, but downloads That episode alone has got nearly 1,000 downloads.
I
and
think
it's
the
not
big
even been
difference
out
is
long.
that Caroline had something to add to the podcast.
It's
whereas
definitely
obviously
because it's not to do with me.
I literally
all I
just-
did is do Orville impressions for an hour. I wish I could fly. That's all I did.
Oh gosh, he's up again. Yeah, no, that's fine. No, it's
That's
it's fine.
literally, we talked
Caroline,
about butter
well done.
pies and Orville and the monkey.
Have you-
What
have
was
you
the,
wa-
mon- what was
have
the
you-
monkey called? What was it?
Cuddles.
Cuddles.
Have you
Yeah.
watched the video? Did you see
We
what I
didn't do a
did?
video.
We
Oh
did-
yes, no, I haven't.
I've superimposed funny Orville pictures whenever you said it.
Oh, awesome! I need to watch that.
You do.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave that. That's fine.
So we may have that coming again next month.
I just can't wait for the next World Cup.
Oh, and then we've got the
Yeah.
World. Yeah, it's
It's
all
gonna be
happening.
brilliant.
So
That's gonna be serious. That one. I
next
think.
podcast we're going to try and do some point next month.
Maybe from
Probably
a
be
premiere.
around the middle of the month as it normally is. We are a bit late this month.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's life. We're busy. No, the difficulty is I was at the keyboard show. I've been at 2 keyboard shows this month. So I was away for a week for one, and then I was taken away. I mean, I came home every
Taken
night.
away.
So we did one in
White coats.
we did one in Norfolk, which is like an 8-hour drive for me. So I stayed there for a week. So I was off the grid, as it were, as you are when you go to Norfolk. And the other one was at Blackpool, just down the road. So I was doing lots of sessions over there. So I'd been off the road for 2 weeks, and then I was away. I went to Berlin for a weekend on a stag do.
How was that?
It was awesome. Yeah, it was really good.
Good.
Very drunk.
It's a nice place. I was there on
Is
Super
it?
Booth.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, you didn't see it?
No, we did. No, I did actually.
bars.
We did. It's lovely. Yeah, go again. And then so that's just me. So I've been out pretty much for the month.
Yeah. There's one last thing that we do
I
need to.
just realised I had an email come through on the 10th of May
You know, you're going to wind me up now, aren't you?
from John
I'm
McCubry,
not
and
interested.
it's got
You're
some
winding me up.
numbers and
You're
figures in
winding me
it.
up.
Can
Can I go home now? It's too late.
We think it's some. Is it some sort of anagram? I think, isn't it? Hang on.
Yeah,
Let me,
it's weird. It's just a load of numbers and
I can't. When did you get that? How long have you had that? Oh, it's got me switch cut. How long has that been on your phone for?
DBR,
10th of May.
You-
It says.
That's a month, nearly.
DBRG 15.
Yeah.
Should we announce it on the podcast and see if we can? Yeah, no, that's there.
Yeah, no, that's it.
So let me read this email. Give me that. Okay. John, I tell you what. Okay, I think I found out a way to have some fun with Adam. Oh, please don't be too cruel. It's been a month. It's nearly been a month.
We've been trying to organise this for a month, so as soon as we had the code, By the way, that won't work anymore because it's now on my Switch. So
Oh, you have to.
Yeah, it's probably expired by now. Actually, the code. So
That
sorry
is
about that.
amazing. So and we've got
So-
the code for the winner as well, which
We have
is fantastic.
Yes.
So we'll
it's
draw
all
that next
confirmed.
month.
There is actually a prize for all those people who've entered.
Right, we're ending. I'm going home. I've got my Switch.
So
Ready, primed.
on the next episode, we will be giving you a sneak preview of Gadget for Switch as well.
Yes,
Yes.
that's a good point. We
Yeah.
can do like we can do a bit of a review, can't
Yeah, we can.
Sounds good. John. John.
he's livid.
I'll never forget that. But thank you for your...
He did get you a code though.
I
He said
did
he
not.
would.
I'm
Yeah.
saying I'll never forget it. But ooh. Thank you for that.
Ayada.
Why yada. So
Right.
that's it. All done. Anything else?
No, that's it, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
See you all later. See you next time. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye 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 bye.
Can you play a jingle now?
Nope. I'm going home. Play on my Switch.
Hi guys, this is Andy from the microKAST. Thanks for listening to the episode today. We're going to play you out with a track that I wrote about 18 years ago. First ever track composed and sequenced using the Triton we've just been talking about. So hope you enjoy. Thanks guys.